Welcome all, this is Mr. Behara. I hope you are so good. Today I am here with you very interesting task. Comparing with the earlier parts, these parts are commonly we know that, but we do mistakes by using these. So as we are well versed with these words, when it comes to uses, see here our faulty knowledge overtook us. So as a result, we generally commit a mistake. To prevent it, we must know, right, among 10 mistakes that we are going to discuss, out of them, the first one, beside versus besides. So these two are the prepositions, beside and besides. So there is only one letter or one letter difference, but it means quite different. So let us see. First one, beside. B-E-S-I-D-E, beside, we used to refer by the side of someone or by the side of us or next to someone, we can say like that. So beside, beside A, B has to be, or beside B, C has to be. We know that beside means by the side of. But whereas besides express in addition to. So not only that, along with that, this, along with that, there is another thing. So expressing some additional meaning, we use besides. Example, here I am talking to you in English, but I can speak Telugu also. So here I can express besides English, I can speak Telugu very well. Right, let us see the next one. Here as we are well versed about the besides, let us see except and apart versus besides. So if you are very clear about the besides, you can understand the uses difference between the except and besides. So once let us see what is the meaning of it. The expression often causes confusion. Besides usually add information, whereas except subtract. See here, adding information was used by the generally by the preposition besides, but subtracting information can be expressed by using except. Like example, see, beside mathematics we have to learn physics, chemistry and English. Right, here I can say another example by using except. See, except the useful things, the useful videos, the useful ones, except them. We watch everything. So because the useful things we don't watch, useful things we don't share with other people. Except English, we learn all things. Except regarding English, we watch all the videos. So like that, except, so he can play all the musical instruments except flute. So I thought that you have been very clear between the uses of between, besides, besides versus except. And let's move on for the another prepositions which are between and among. So between and among, these prepositions we use to refer a thing in the middle of two members or in the middle of two things or more than two things. So when we try to refer something in the middle of two members or in the middle of two places, two things, we have to use between. Whereas the same reference thing, if we want to refer more than two things, we have to use among. So example, I can say that my middle finger between my index finger and ring finger, isn't it? Here I am talking to you about my only middle finger in between. I mean between the two fingers which are the index finger and ring finger. Now this is the same thing when I wanted to refer my middle finger among all the fingers of my hand, whether it is either right hand or left hand, it's not a matter. Suppose if I want to refer it among more than two things, means I should use among. So here my middle finger is the tallest finger among all my fingers of my right hand. I can say like that. See the difference between and during. Between and during, as we learn about the between, if we know very well about the during, we can understand. Generally we use during to refer a period of time or two events must be mentioned if you want to use your between, right? If you want to use between, you must mention the two events between Indian independence and Republic Day. Here the two events were mentioned. So when we mention two events, we need to use between. But whereas during, it expresses a period of time. So here during summer, we get severe sunlight. During winter, we get cool. During rainy season, we get rain. we can say like that during that moment, during that period. Here during we use to refer a period of time. Let's see the next one, bring and take. We use bring when something is being moved towards the speaker. So when something was being taken towards the speaker, suppose I am the speaker, somebody is bringing something to me, towards me, so I should use bring. If the thing is moved away from the speaker to the audience, we use take. So that is what she has taken. That means the thing has been moved from my side to the other side, and it has been brought out here. It has been brought out me, and the thing has been taken towards the speaker. That is the difference between take and bring. Right. Let us see the difference between dead and died. Actually, died is the past form of dead. Actually, dead is an adjective. It is used to modify a noun, and died is the past tense or nothing but past form of the die. So die is a verb, dead is a noun. So that is the difference between those two. And let us see the difference between do and make. So here do is sometimes confused. We use make to say or to talk about the building or creating something, but do is sometimes used instead of. Let us see where can we replace do with make. Both do, as they are used in as fixed expressions like what was mentioned over here. You can go through it. Let's see the next one. Enough. Enough is an adverb and it comes after an adjective or it followed by a noun. So we must know that enough comes after an adjective or it must be followed by a noun. So we must know this. So here the uses of enough, when it was used with an adjective, the difference between expect and hope. So when we expect something, we think that it will happen definitely or it will happen. And when we hope for something to happen, we would like to happen, right? But we don't know whether it will or not. So remember, so expect, express, definitely you thought that it will fact happen. But when you use the word hope, you are telling that it may or may not. I hope you will get. That means you may get or you may not get. I expect you may win. That means, yes, it's a fact that it will happen. Let us see the last one. As I mentioned, the 10 most common grammar mistakes we discuss in this video part. Keep and put. We use keep and put. See here, we use keep of a more or less permanent resting place. And we use put only for temporary one. Temporary one. See here, if I keep something on my head, a pen, do I have to say that by using keep or put? Here I should express by using it only put, because here keeping pen over my head, it's a permanent resting place or a temporary place. It's a temporary place. So that why did you put a pen on your head? You have to ask like that. But when it comes to keep, we use keep more or less permanent resting place. They kept on the corner. It was fixed on the corner, and over it I kept. Over it I kept means, yes, most probably the thing that I used to keep over it, that might be available for a few days or for a certain duration it will be a. So it expresses the permanent, so that I should not use put, I should use keep there only. So that is why if we see the incorrect and correct sentences, we can understand. He kept the book on the table. Because he don't keep all the times the book on the table. So it's a temporary one. So that is why we must not use put or kept there. So instead of it, we have to rephrase kept with put. So that he put the book on the table is the correct one. And if you see the next example, he always puts his money in this box. In this box means the box is permanently used for saving money or keeping money. So here put express the temporary one, so that it is to be replaced by he always keeps his money in his or in this box. So this is the difference between keep and put. I hope you understood this and watch it and try to understand, try to avoid the mistakes that we use. So if we know the small things in a keen way, and the deep study will help you to become perfect in English language. I thank you all for your kind listening.